everybody, it's Bob Lucido. Welcome back to the Hellcat University, part of the team Bearcat Training Camp. Just driving around doing a few errands this morning and just wanted to drop in and share a few thoughts with you on something that I call the 2 essential components to success. If you're following along over in the Bearcat Training Camp, you know that we just posted up a video that's called the 3 crucial ingredients of leadership and driving duplication and depth in your organization. Well, that got me thinking, again, kind of boiling down this business to what are the essential core pieces, and it always comes back for me to these 2 essential components that I want to share with you today. And let me start by telling you a little story where they came from. It really came from the exact same event that gave me my light bulb moment, my aha moment about the potential in this business opportunity, and really was the moment where I shifted from a discount buyer hobby coach doing this on the side while I was still practicing law full-time to being confident in taking the jump to really seeing this as something that could become full-time. And obviously, if you've been following along, you know it's become full-time and way beyond that for me, which is fantastic. But it all boils down to these 2 essential components. Again, as I said, it came from a training event. My aha moment, it was January of 2010. Carl Deichler, the CEO of the company, came out to Boston. I still remember the event. It was kind of a small, very intimate event. And Carl brought with him a couple of presenters, one of which who was a network marketing expert who was hired as a consultant to help share the industry that Beachbody coaching is a part of. We are part of network marketing, and we look different in a lot of ways, but that is the core of this business model, and that is the industry that we're in. And so you need to know what the essential components of building success in that industry are. And so here's the 2 main things that got highlighted and underlined in my little notes at that event, and that I have implemented on a daily basis since, and really are the 2 things that I credit all the success that I've had in this business and all the duplication of that success that I've seen in my organization. All those other great success stories that you've heard coming out of the organization are all also based on those 2 essential components. And I know that because I've been blessed to be able to be a part of those. Okay, so you ready? Here they are. First one is 2 to 5 shares a day. And that's not, a couple days a week, pile them on. No, it's just like your fitness journey. It's not, you can't do, 7 workouts on Saturday and think that that's going to be your weekly routine and you're going to have any success. This business is the same way. Same way you get your workout in every morning or afternoon or evening or whenever you do it to ensure your success. And if you've gone through a program, you know that's what it takes. Daily discipline. Well, your daily discipline, number 1 in this business, is those 2 shares a day. 2 new connections a day. And I kind of want to be brief in here, so I don't want to go into that too much, but get over to the Bearcat Training Camp if you haven't yet. Watch some of those early phase 1 videos where I really break down what a quality share is, because it's not just 2 posts on Facebook. That's not it. Okay, without going into depth, in a nutshell, a quality share means you have to get a sharing tool, a sample, or one of the Beachbody produced videos, one of the a sharing tool, and I explain that further in the training video, so go check that out. But there's a couple of examples: a sample, a live workout. Somehow they get a real introduction other than you to the products or the opportunity that you're sharing. And if it's the business opportunity, then maybe it's a recorded biz op or something from your upline. Secondly, you're getting the follow-up information. You're not handing a business card or asking them to get back to you and waiting, because that doesn't work. You get their follow-up information, and finally set an expectation for your follow-up. Schedule it. So you know you're going to do it, they know that you're going to do it, and they're expecting it, and make it fit for them. Ask them while you're doing the share, when would be a good time for me to check back in? You know, sometimes they might say, well, my kid has soccer tomorrow, but I'm free on Wednesday. Wednesdays are usually good a time for me, and I'll really want to get a look at this, so I'll take a look. And then you come back with, okay, great, can I touch base with you on Wednesday afternoon? I just really love to hear your input, and see what you thought. Boom, okay? In a nutshell, 2 of those a day with 2 new people, at least 5 to 6 days a week. All right, if you need to take a day off, that's fine. Take a couple days off. If you're a part-timer, then build that into your time schedule. I also always tell people, you know, I always talk about the full-time route, because you know, I kind of look at this group as folks who really want to do this as a business and want to know, how do they get to the place where they can maybe have the opportunity to replace their full-time gig and doing coaching. But I also know there's a lot of people out there who love to just be doing this part-time, so that's cool too. Just understand that one of your core essential components is these 2 shares a day, and if you're a 2 to 3 day a week person, that's fine. Just make sure that you're not wasting the time that you are putting in those 2 to 3 days a week. Job 1 is 2 new shares with 2 new people. Okay, and then if you get over to the Bearcat Training Camp, you're going to hear that, yes, there's also a procedure for tracking and following up and all of that, but you can't do any of that if you're not getting the shares in first. Okay, so that's essential component number 1. If you're not sharing with 2 brand new people every single day, or let's say 5 to 6 days a week, quality shares, then chances are business isn't moving forward in the way that you probably want it to. Certainly not in the way that it could. And that's what I want to help you with. I want you to be able to pull out the highest potential of what you are doing. Okay? So, essential component number 1, 2 quality shares a day. Essential component number 2, you have to understand that you are seeking, as you're doing all that sharing, as you're doing all this inviting, as you're building your challenge groups, even as you're building your teams, as you're building your organization, you know, as you're going along, you're looking for 5 people. Okay, once you get these 5, it's going to go beyond that, of course, but your essential component number 2 in all that sharing and all that we do as coaches, you're looking for 5 people, and you're looking for the 5 who you've heard me call your business partners, your business partner coaches. And I like to say PS or not, as long as they're in your organization. And again, get over to the Bearcat Training Camp and listen to especially some of those phase 2 videos where I get into that a little bit more. But for now, I just want you to know the essential component is you're looking for 5. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that you're not also bringing in to your organization as customers and coaches people who may not fit one of those spots as your 5, because we also want an organization. I want part-timers, I want full-timers, I want people who are just customers, I want hobby coaches, I want people who want to be part-time and, you know, get to diamond and that's it. And I also want leaders, and I want 5 at least business partners who want to go all the way, who want to go as far as I do, who want to be, you know, Million Club members, who want to be multiple time elite performers, you know, who want to be in the top earning categories or whatever. Those people I want to look for as my business partners, and I need to know that the core to all that finding and sharing and inviting and recruiting that I'm doing, along with building my organization filled with diversity of all kinds of different visions and goals, I want to pick out the 5 who I can partner with, and especially in the beginning, because those 5 are very powerful. okay? And even as you find one, it's very powerful. And you find your second, and it's very powerful. Because those people become, those business partners become, the inner circle of what grows your organization. And this business does not grow from a single, entity standing in the middle. It just doesn't happen that way. You need that core circle that starts to generate some momentum, that starts to generate some energy, and then those rippling circles of the duplication of some of the things and the top things that are happening in that inner circle is what creates your outer organization. You are looking for primarily those 5, and number one, that should be a challenge to go find your 5, but also I hope that takes some pressure off. You're not looking to go find, 1,000 people who are going to go 5-star diamond or above kind of thing. And hey, great if you get them, but let's just know what you're trying to hit, because you got to know your target to hit your target. And it's 5 leaders that you can partner with, okay? Here I am, thrilled to be sharing with you that at the end of this month, I will have 4 of my personally sponsored coaches. I'm still looking for my 5th one, right? I think I found my 5th, but in the personally sponsored circle, and here I am 8 years in, the 4th one who will be honored to join that Million Club and become a member in the Million Club, the 4th personally sponsored. And what does that mean? Well, that's the core of what's built the organization that we now have, that's 40,000 people deep. It's not because I connected personally with and recruited 35,000 people. It's because I found my 5, right? And the 5th one will be turning that corner pretty soon, and that's super exciting. And if you've heard me before, you also know that I do not limit organizational growth or success to personally sponsored. And in fact, even though 4 of my PS coaches have now reached that level, I have 8 coaches in my ATV levels, which is my personally sponsored, their personally sponsored, and their personally sponsored. The first 3 levels of the organization. Within that, there are 8 who are now in the Million Club. And let me also put an asterisk here saying, as you search your 5, don't limit it to the personally sponsored. My business really turned the corner and kicked into gear and got me into Million Club the first time, for the first year, really based on 5 who were not all personally sponsored. I think at that time only 1 was a personally sponsored, who was an elite coach or 5-star diamond and above. That's what I'm talking about when we talk about those 5. The other 4, although they were not my personally sponsored, were in that ATV level. That and also hear me, you should even look beyond that. I've also worked with many leaders who are 7, 8, 9, 10 or more levels below me. But of course, in the beginning, I want you to look in depth, and so first, second, third level, at least for that first year or so, or even 2 years, that is your depth, because that's what you have to work with. Now, as I said, you're eventually going to go beyond that, obviously. Now that I have that, I now have a great sense of security, a great sense of stability in my income, all the volume I could possibly need to cap out whatever level rank I want to attain or can attain or do attain or whatever of that. All of that's there and in place. And let's face it, folks who have made it to the level of Million Club don't go away, right? Not usually. And those are your long-term partners. And that's what I'm seeing now in my business. And of course, now I want to go beyond that. And you will too someday when you get there. But what you need to hear today is one of the 2 essential components is looking out and finding your 5. And in the beginning, that's personally sponsored or not. And these are 5 who are going to run with you, who are going to be real partners with you, side by side, even pushing you along. You know, I'm thrilled to say that some of the people I count in those 5 or the 8 even that I mentioned before, they passed me, and I'm still running hard to keep up with them now. And we kind of challenge each other, and we run back and forth, and one jumps out ahead, and then wow, the rest of us keep going. That's what partners do, right? That's what partners do. Follow John Maxwell's brilliant line, which is be a leader of leaders, not a leader of followers. Okay, so we'll wrap it up right there on that thought. Can't think of any better way than there. 2 essential components of success in this business. 2 quality shares a day. Find your 5. All right, we'll see you around next time.